So I'm Aaron Nichols, and I'm a real estate agent and a team leader for the Nichols Real Estate team. And we offer services for people who are thinking about buying, selling, investing, mostly first-time home buyers, downsizers, those types of clients are our clients. So yeah.
Pretty cool. And I know you started your new business about 3 years ago.
hmm
Tell me how that's been, what the process has been like, and what made you want to start that.
Yeah, so before I was in real estate, I was actually a pastor for 10 years. And so I had bought and sold homes in different areas, and I knew the process was pretty stressful. It could be pretty stressful when you're buying or selling a home. And so I made a transition 3 years ago into full-time real estate, and really with a heart to serve clients and to help them through stressful times in their life. You know,
Yeah.
anytime you're buying or selling a house or anytime you're moving, it's often caused by some sort of major life event. So whether that's happy thing like having a baby or getting married, or sometimes it's
A
because
divorce.
somebody was divorced or somebody passed away, something like that. So there's a lot of things that go into the whole process, and I think it's more than just a transaction or contracts. These are people's lives that we're helping them kind of navigate some
Yeah,
of those issues. So yeah.
absolutely. How have you maintained relationships with some of your previous clients, and how are you building those relationships with your new ones?
It's pretty easy. I mean, I care about what's going on in their life, so it's not too difficult for me to pick up the phone and, if I'm driving through a neighborhood that I remember seeing a house with them in, or a neighborhood that they live in, then I'll pick up the phone and call them and just ask how they're doing, ask about their kids, see how work's going,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's not too difficult, because it is a relationship driven business. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Great. And now give me a little bit of a backstory about yourself, about how you dipped your feet into the real estate industry. And I know you have like a couple of other endeavors, I want to say.
Yeah.
You've got the construction management, and then correct me if I'm wrong, if this is the same one. Is it the one where you design it, style it, and then bring it to life? Is that the same one?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things. So when I was a pastor, I've worked in churches that were established, but I also helped start a couple churches. So part of my passion is starting things and getting things off the ground. So I've helped start a couple of businesses over the last several years. I serve on the board of a business that my friend owns, and then in the real estate world,
Mm-hmm.
we obviously do sales, but we have a property management company. I'm working right now with a builder, and we're talking about custom builds and starting a company around that. And so yeah, and that's I enjoy doing a lot of different things. And I think in real estate, you have an opportunity to do several things in the same industry, and you
Yeah.
flex a lot of different muscles.
No,
So yeah.
absolutely. How has that been? Like, how are you? Because that's a lot. I mean, at least to me, like that seems like a lot. How are you balancing act? Like, how are you doing a balancing act with everything? Like with your personal life, finding time, setting boundaries, managing this, managing that. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So the key is not doing everything yourself. The key is setting up systems around you that help support, all of your different interests and different businesses. So, and then not just setting up the system, but also setting up a team, right? So I have a team of people that are helping me on the sales side of the business. When we list a home, I'm not the one going and staging and taking pictures and doing all that stuff. We have a team of people that work together on it, and we all focus on our strengths. And I think the key is that when you're not the person that's doing everything yourself, when you're the one that is maybe leading the team and everybody's using their gifts, it actually leads to a better client experience,
I'm
right?
sure. Yeah.
So I think that's the key, is knowing what your strengths are, and then kind of setting up systems and setting up a team around you to help manage those things. So I'm I'm involved in all those things, but I'm not doing everything. Right?
Yeah. No, I think that's brilliant because there might be some listeners here who are trying to get on that level and they're entrepreneurs and they're just like, I just don't know how to transition. I don't know how to start. Like, how do I step back from this business that's my baby? Could you give them maybe some advice on maybe letting go or being so like, oh, no, that's not how you do it. Like, no, let me just walk away from it.
Yeah. I mean, well, I get it. Like everybody's business is their baby. I have kids, so I've got 3 boys at home.
Real babies.
I've got real babies, and I've got the 7-year-old, the 10-year-old, and then I've got the 13-year-old. And so what you learn when you're a parent is that, yeah, when they're little and when you first have the child, they require a lot of your time and energy to help them grow and to help them survive. But as time goes on, you have to learn how to work with the teachers at your kids' school or the coaches in your kids' sports to help them grow up to be the best that they can be. It's no different in your business. Yeah. Just at some point, you have to learn how to let go and utilize the strength of others to let that thing flourish, I think. So.
Awesome. Thank you for offering that insight.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And then as far as marketing goes, are you an avid social media user? How are you getting the name out there about the businesses that you have and the services that they provide for others?
Yeah, so I have like a brick by brick mentality when it comes to marketing. So we do a lot of social media. We will do like direct mail, like print marketing, stuff like that. But really it's about the relationships in my own sphere. So I nurture my sphere really well, my friends, my family, my past clients, things like that. And so my marketing is like targeted towards them. And it's less about getting my name out there and more about delivering value. So the more value I can deliver to them, what you put out, what you give to others, I'm a firm believer it comes back to you. It may take time, but I think the more value that you can give, the more it comes back. So
yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I'm sure that most of the marketing probably is word of mouth and people's past experiences and sharing it with others and just like having it all come back to you.
Absolutely. And then just being able to like kind of distinguish yourself from your competition, right? Like knowing what others are doing and then just trying to be the best at your craft and trying to constantly sharpen your skills. So.
On that subject, I'm curious, what do you do to try to stand out from others?
So we're very like client focused. So I'm always looking for ways to make the client experience as easy or frictionless as possible. And I think everybody says that. I think in practice, in practice, it looks a little bit different for everybody. But in real estate right now, there's a big shift that's happening with like buyer's agents and the whole NAR settlement stuff and how in the structure of how real estate agents are paid. And so with my background, I have a background in pastoring. Part of pastoring is like being able to sit down and take time to explain how everything works and being able to kind of move somebody from point A to point B, addressing their fears and addressing their concerns. And so it's no different in real estate or in any business. I think for me, that's probably a strength that I have that I don't know. I guess maybe some other agents do, but that's one way that we differentiate ourselves.
No, absolutely. I think that's great. Especially, I'm going to speak for myself here, not other people, but like, especially if you're like newer and you don't know the ways of real estate or what to even look for. And you're like, okay, let me call this agent and ask a million questions. I don't really know what I'm doing. So absolutely. It's great that you are very client focused and willing to like you said, like when it comes with your background, with being a pastor, explain, sit down. I think that is just great in itself because maybe sometimes people might feel like frustrated, like, okay, how do you not know the basics? But I'm sorry, like I don't know. So I think that's great.
Yeah, it's great. I think the key is like knowing your client. Like one of my favorite clients, my best clients, I met her at an open house and she walks into an open house. Have you ever been to an open house?
I have not.
No? Okay. So open house, you just walk in, you kind of look around the house. It's open to the public, that sort of thing. And she just walks in and I just asked her, what has you looking for a house? and she mentioned that she was going through a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my previous background, I know when somebody's going through a divorce that they're thinking about, well, where are the kids going to go to school, and like, how are we going to split the assets? How are we going to, like, they're thinking about a million different things,
All those
right?
fun things.
Exactly. And so I just reached out to her and I just said, like, I know you have a million things going on right now. Let me help you take care of the house. Like, let me help you take care of this aspect, this one thing that is like weighing heavy on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how I'm going to do that. Right. And I think just having that understanding of like the whole person is really, really key in any business.
Yeah.
Because I can't solve your kid's school problem that you're thinking about. I can't help you figure out how to talk to your ex-husband or anything, but I can help you find the next house and sell the house and those sort of things.
Maybe
So
start a new little chapter by
Yeah.
finding that, right?
exactly. Yeah.
That is
So,
awesome. No,
yeah.
that's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that story.
Yeah.
When you're not, I guess, managing and trying to find time for yourself, what is it that you like to do when you have that quiet time for yourself?
Uh, quiet time for myself.
Or maybe
I mean,
it's
I'm
loud
like,
time.
yeah, I mean, I'm a big sports fan. I'm like I'm a Washington Commanders fan. So, enjoy watching football. I've got 3 boys at home too. So, I coach all their football teams, basketball
Cool.
teams. I enjoy that. That's probably, I don't know, that's probably like the thing that I do to de-stress or like
Hey, that's cool.
during downtime. Yeah.
It's sports is what you like. You want to be involved in it?
Yeah,
Okay, watch
exactly.
it on TV and do it too, coach
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
So I think that's great.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself and your business or businesses in the next 5 years? Like, where do you hope to see them or expand?
Yeah, so I would love to continue growing my team. And for me, like, every business owner wants to increase their profits and they want to make more money and that sort of thing. I definitely want to do those things as well. But I think growing the team and investing in others in this business and just passing on the things that I've learned, I want to really focus on that probably in the next 5 years or so. And then on a personal level, like, I've only got so many years left with my kids before they move out. And
Aw.
so I'm thinking about that. Like, how do I invest in them as a dad at this stage?
Yeah.
And then they'll move out and move on at some point. So
Yeah. Oh, that sounds sad.
Yeah.
Move on from
Yeah.
their dad.
Yeah.
Well, but like start their lives and stuff.
I'll always be the dad,
Yes.
but like, they'll be adults soon.
I know.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
No.
yeah.
Something to think about. I'm
Yeah,
glad you're starting to
exactly,
plant the little
exactly.
seeds of how I'm going to be involved in their
Yeah,
lives.
exactly.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And any thoughts on when you say grow a team, does that involve maybe going to other states, or maybe can you do stuff virtually or things like that?
Yeah, I'm still exploring that, like what that looks like, if I'm honest. I'm very connected in a lot of different parts of the country, and so I'd love to grow my reach like in those areas as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously locally here too. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity locally.
Yeah.
To just grow our business and serve clients well locally in Virginia, DC, Maryland, and then even West Virginia,
Yeah.
Delaware. I mean, we're right here.
Yes.
Within a couple of hours. We have several real estate markets. So
Absolutely.
so I think that would probably be number one priority, and then
Okay.
maybe growing nationally.
Cool.
yeah.
And not to add another thing to your plate, but have you ever considered or thought maybe being like a public speaker or a coach, since you have like experience with like starting new businesses and like being able to step away and maybe help other entrepreneurs with
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. I mean, I'm a firm believer in like, if you have something to say, the platform will find you, right? And so I'm not actively seeking out like, I want to be a speaker, I want to be a coach.
Yeah.
I think right now I'm just really focused on sharpening my skills and growing. And
Gotcha.
then when the time comes, like, I think there probably will be opportunities to do that, but it's not something that I'm actively seeking, right?
out.
It will find me eventually.
Yeah, no.
Right? It'll find me. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
And is there anything else that you would like to bring up that maybe I haven't touched on yet that you'd like to share with us? Like any events coming up, or writing a book?
Not really. No. I mean, I wish I was writing a book. That'd be cool.
You never
Like,
know. Some people
at
like
some
forget
point-
to mention that. So I'm like, let
at
me
some
ask
point.
them.
Yeah. at some point. I mean, yeah, we're just, I mean, right now we're just like continuing to grow our businesses and, you know, continue trying to serve clients as best as we can. And
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Can you talk to me about the other business? I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but I saw the website and it's the one where you can like design it, model it, and then like make it.
The like what do you talking about, like the house, like the house
Like
building
a house,
business?
yeah, like designing it and making everything look like super nice.
Yeah, so I mean, we we partner with like a custom builder, who, you know, you tell them the plans that you want for the house, and they'll design it, they'll model everything out, and then build the house. I mean, it's like an all-in-one kind of service. Sometimes when you go to a builder to build a house, then they will have a plan of something based off of something they've already built.
Yeah.
And they have a couple of different models to work from. And this is just, you know, it's a company that does custom home builds. You know, we've done some pretty pretty big projects, like 10 and $15 million homes.
I saw some of the pictures and I was
Yeah.
like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's like very modern and
Yeah.
it was very bright and just
Yep.
chic, and I
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely. Yeah, so we partner with them, and then we have a property management company as well. So the property management company, again, our goal is like it's client focused and it's full service. So I have clients who, yes, they're buying a house for their family, but they also own like several rental properties, and we want to be the one-stop shop for anything that has to do with real estate. So the custom builder, the property management, you know, helping you buy and sell a house, anything that's involved in real estate, we're kind of like the one-stop shop.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
And again, I apologize because again, I'm new with this real estate stuff. But so when you say like one-stop shop, does that mean they would get like all those services potentially to get help with when they either buy or sell a house with you?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have different tiers of services for our clients, which I think that is something that differentiates us from most real estate teams or agents or services. Most of the time you say, I want to go buy a house or I want to sell my house. You meet with a real estate agent, realtor, and they say, okay, it's going to cost you, you know, whatever percent of the sale to work with us.
Yeah.
For us, we lay out like options, and we'll say, you know, we're happy to do kind of our lowest level of service for this fee, our white glove service for this fee, something kind of in the middle for this fee. And, you know, on our white glove service, it's when we're selling a house, it's staging. It's sometimes if the house needs work done to it, like it has old kitchen and stuff like that, we have an in-house design team that can do like renderings of what the house could look like if it were updated, and then we can offer that to buyers and say, you know, this is what the updated kitchen would look like, and here's a link to all the materials for it. Here's the estimated cost, and it kind of helps with the sale of the home.
Yeah.
We'll do things like, you know, store your stuff in your house while you're in the middle of moving. We'll hire movers to help, you know, get some of your things out.
So convenient.
Yeah, so we try to be like a kind of have that one-stop shop, you know, all-in-one, all-inclusive service, and then yeah, but we also have different options based off of your needs.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, and I like that you have those tiers too. Because if you just had one, it'd kind of be like, I don't know, this is kind of pricey.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like I'm not ready for that. So that's great.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
yeah.
All right. My final question, any parting words for our listeners, maybe something in your heart, on your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think like if you have a heart to give to others, like just giving as much value as you can, it's gonna come back and help your business. Your business is gonna grow. It might not be overnight, but I think, you know, that's been our mentality since day one, is just give, and it always comes back.
The
So
rest will come back. Yeah.
it always comes back. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yeah,
Thank you for
you're so welcome.
spending your time with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thanks.